Hello and welcome to Wasteland 3, the last episode. Welcome to Playing Hardball. This is my little review of the game. What you can expect in this episode is just words. My thoughts about the game and 201 episodes of Wasteland 3. Well, including some experimentation in the end, where I explored some different endings. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. I did tremendously, all in all, despite some trouble. So what I liked about this game a lot, especially in comparison to other titles, was, and like, of course you can only really compare it to other CRPGs or RPGs, with isometric graphics, yeah, where you look down on your little guys, on your team, where you have role-playing aspects. So the game is very funny. I like the narrative a lot, although some stuff was, maybe a bit too over the top, but that's part of the Wasteland series. It's just one extreme after the other. And rather savage. Not sure if it's always necessary to do that, to make a point. But that's just the style. I liked it a lot. As I said, sometimes maybe a bit, for my personal taste, over the top. But still acceptable in that regard. Strong narrative, therefore. The characters could have had some more depth. Yeah, especially the ones that we had in the party. So I never bothered with Scotchmo because I felt that one was actually the weakest one. And what I expect in such a game is actually that there is a story and a lot of interaction between the characters. I mean, if you just let them stand somewhere, then there were these little dialogues. That was pretty nice. But that's, in my opinion, it's good flavor, but it's not more than flavor. Yeah, and I'd like really some true personalities that also have an effect on the game world. So, and that could have been a bit better. Doesn't mean that this game isn't excellent, but there was more potential there. I like that much better, for example, in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and, for example, in Dragon Age Origin, this level of interaction there also, that you have a real chain of quests for the characters. Yeah, that would be even way better then. But still, I like that a lot. The graphics are, of course, really good, spectacular even for this type of game. However, there were also a lot of technical problems that I personally experienced that should not happen. Even now, after years, after the release of this game, I had so many crashes, and just actually today, before I started this last psychotic run with the Rangers siding with Liberty Buchanan, that should really not happen. So, and that is also one of the reasons why I would need to deduct some of the points I'm allocating to this game. So I really think this is a very solid 85 points game. So it is excellent. 85 of 100 is the threshold for excellence for a computer game. And it is, in my opinion, it's 85, but also not more. It's very solid there. Certainly not below, but also not above that, because a lot of things in this game also don't add up as they should and could, because the battle system didn't really work, in my opinion. While some battles were really cool, in the end it's just a massive shootout, so the tactical aspect fell a bit short, in my opinion. This could have been better. I found it more interesting in Wasteland 2, actually, and here it was just so much stuff, totally over the top. A lot of stuff that just broke the rules, like the flame weapons or explosive damage and so on, where you basically ignore the armor. So the whole battle system, the whole combat system was a bit broken. Still, I found it entertaining enough, and I guess that was the main reason how they did it and what they wanted, like a very dynamic thing that was spectacular. And in the end, if everybody goes to the ground, there weren't enough resources to heal them up again. Yeah, you saw that I ended up with so much stuff. I never bothered about selling anything, and we ended up with more than $10,000 in our bank account, yeah, and lots of stuff. And I also never really bothered to use the consumables too much, yeah, like the saw puppet and the turrets and all that stuff. There would have been more potential for that, of course. I could have done that. That's my personal playstyle, to be rather careful, yeah, and keep the resources that you have together. But that was, of course, because I didn't know how much stuff there was. And so far, despite the high difficulty setting that I chose, in that regard, I found the game even a bit too easy with the whole resource management. Yeah, but I mean, okay, if you are more a person who's not so completionist, then you still need to find some stuff, yeah, to get going. And I think, and so far, they also found possibly an okay balance for all players. Yeah? So that's also not necessarily a negative thing, at least. So, yeah, and for many players, maybe even something positive. Then the voice acting was most often excellent, absolutely excellent. I liked it a lot. My favorite characters were certainly this prisoner, yeah, that was in the Ranger HQ, and yeah, I also liked the Patriarch actually, and well, Lucia sometimes. Maybe one of the weakest might have been maybe Scotchmore, although he was actually in Wasteland 2 a very funny character whom I liked a lot. But you noticed I'd never had him along so much, like the way that worked. I didn't like that so much. Yeah. So all in all, still very, very good. And with a lot of the characters, I think that's really the level that I wouldn't be able to name any game that is better in that regard. Yeah, so then, yeah, that's actually it already. So lots of choices. What I like is that they really, yeah, put it to an extreme that you have a bad choice or an even worse choice, and that's, you know, how the post-apocalypse could very well be if everybody is really just struggling for survival. At the same time, I think this would be even better if they had some form of resource management, yeah, a stronger resource management like hunger or something. And I feel at the moment you can find the Let's Play on my channel, but I'm at the moment when I'm doing this review here, I'm playing Encased, and I find that they managed that very nicely there. I mean, you still have a lot of food if you are smart about it, so it's not really a problem, but it's still a significant thing that you can't treat too lightly. Yeah, like also sleep, fatigue. It's not so much that it's annoying or anything, but it adds very nicely, in my opinion. I can say that after I played the game a while and started to understand the system, yeah, and knew how to do this, how to manage the system, and that adds a lot of depth, and adds also to the atmosphere. And for a post-apocalyptic title, I would actually expect something like that. I know that they had it stronger in the first Wasteland, but I also know that they probably thought, okay, well, we don't really need to do this because it's annoying for most players. Yeah, so I mean, I understand it, but then I would actually hope that there is an option that you can choose. So either you have the survival aspect, or you just play it, yeah, in a, I don't want to say shallow way, yeah, but in an easier aspect, in an easier way. Yeah, I think they could do that. Yeah. And then that would make the whole food system, yeah, useful. Because you notice the only thing that we actually used were some of the toasts with mouse, our tank, our punch brawling tank, and only some of the time. Yeah, and otherwise I'm not even sure if I ever ate anything. I don't think so, right? When we had Scotchmore around, that was just to try out with him how it works. He drank some of the alcohol, but that was it. Yeah, and then at the same time, then if it's really not any factor, then you need to ask yourself, okay, do I really need that stuff in the game anyway? Yeah. And that's also one of the critical points that I have to bring up. There is so much stuff in this game that you often ask yourself, okay, well, is this really necessary? And often it isn't, yeah. But on the other hand, you can also argue, okay, that is really something for every player. So someone who likes to use the usables, yeah, they find it and they can create a lot of stuff. I mean, we crafted also everything that was in the game. I think we had everything. I'm not sure if I found everything, like maybe a couple of mystery items or something, but I feel that we found basically nearly everything. Yeah. So in all, it was an excellent experience, was a lot of fun. I do recommend this game for sure. I mean, that's pretty clear. But with 85 of 100 points, I'm also below what this game has usually achieved. But I also don't feel too generous, actually, because of all the technical trouble that I had with the game. Yeah. So, and that concludes this. If you agree, please, or if you don't agree and you have another opinion, please do write something. And what I also... you can write it in the comment section. What I also liked tremendously about this game, actually, was the real moral choices. So what I said before, like you have the choice between bad and worse, for example. But this is one of the few games where I really felt at a moral dilemma, and very, very often, actually. That made me think. Yeah. And that's also something that I appreciate a lot, and I can respect that really a lot. Yeah, so the guys behind this game, I think they did a very, very fine job here, despite certain shortcomings. Yeah, and that is my final conclusion. Excellent game, not extremely excellent or perfect or something, some significant flaws, but all in all, an excellent experience, a lot of fun. Yeah, but still only 85 due to all the trouble. Yeah, not even the most significant thing that we noticed was that Steeltown was completely ignored by the game, and that's even now that I had to install a special version of the game, yeah, a special Steam upgrade or something, and it still didn't really work. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. But still, I had my fun, so it's fine. Yeah, so I would appreciate it if you shared your thoughts in the comment section, and well, if you liked this little review here, words, please do click the like button and consider to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, so you never ever miss an episode again. And in that case, it's also very useful if you click this bell icon, so you'll get notified if something comes up. Yeah, and that concludes this. Let's continue in another Let's Play. There's a lot of good stuff coming up and also running at the moment. Yeah, and then see you next time. Thanks for hanging out together. Bye-bye.